I am Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening right here in this community, and today will be no different. Occasionally have the opportunity to talk to individuals in the community who are making a difference in partnership with one another. And today I'm going to introduce you to a mother-daughter team who is doing just that. They're doing it under the guise of a huge fashion event that's going to take place in our community called the Triple D Fashion Show. We're going to tell you what those 3 Ds stand for in just a few moments, but let me introduce you to my guests. Lavern Brathwaite is here with us. She's the owner of a business called Sew to Fit. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me, Annie.
It's good to have you here, and I'm excited about talking about this big event that's going to take place. Chavaughn Brathwaite is here with us today.
Hi, hello.
It's good to have you, and of course, you are the founder of an organization called Daddy's Girls that we're going to hear about a lot more in just a few moments. But first of all, Lavern, I'd like to talk to people about their backstories because I meet a lot of people in the community and they tell me that they're doing this or that and the other. And I'm always fascinated, not so much about what they're doing, but the why behind it. What got you into fashion?
Well, I've been sewing from the age of 7, and I've always loved fashion. It's been
Was it the creativity? Was it the color? Was it the variety?
it's liking to be different. And when I design something, I'm the only one that have it.
It's that one of a kind.
It's a one of a kind. It's a unique piece, you know. And I like being different from the crowd. And I like people to turn and say, wow, look at that.
And I think that's what drives the fashion market as it is.
Yes.
So you've been doing this for a very long time.
Yeah.
And how do you go from liking fashion to perhaps sewing for yourself so that you have that one of a kind thing to actually starting a business?
Well, if you like fashion, that kind of drive you to want to sew, you know, to make your own unique pieces. So from wanting to have my own unique pieces, that brought the desire for me to learn to sew and to create these pieces. And then I saw the need for people wanting to have unique pieces, so I decided to create my own business, Sew to Fit.
Was sewing part of your family culture? I know a lot of times those things are handed down from one generation to the next.
Not really, not really. I'm the only one out of 7 children that sews.
Wow. Well, I mean, good for you because they're going to the store and buying it off the rack. And you're doing that one-of-a-kind thing.
Yes.
Which, of course, is a fascinating experience. Chavaughn, of course, you watch your mom do all of this kind of stuff. What was that like for you, just being in that environment?
It was interesting because we'd have, nights at the shops that she'd have, and she'd be there sewing, and I'd be, I was young doing my thing. I'd go shopping at the, across the street and at Big Lots and bring things back and just, playing with myself or playing with my sister, and she'd just be there sewing away, and it was just kind of a normal thing. We got used to it.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, I think, because not only does your mom have that spirit of entrepreneurship, then that spirit of entrepreneurship bites you as well, because somewhere along the way, you launch a nonprofit organization. This organization is called Daddy's Girls.
Yes.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about that organization?
Well, Daddy's Girls, it actually originally started to be a conference. I felt that something was missing. I feel like a lot of times when young women get to my age or around my age, I'm 27, I have no problem with my age, but
That's a very good age, by the way.
Thank you. They start to sometimes realize that they have these quote unquote daddy issues. And I was looking for, some kind of a conference, some kind of a, outlet or a way to change that and to bring in positive male role models into my own life and into other young girls, and to hopefully impact and stop a negative cycle early in young girls, so that, I have a lot of friends and I realize they have some of these same issues, and sometimes you don't realize it almost until it's too late, almost until you're, up in age and you've realized, well, no wonder I keep attracting negative things or certain things into my life. So that's kind of how it came about, and it snowballed into a nonprofit organization.
Interesting, because I know we've talked about this a little before. You, as a female, recognize this gap that existed in women,
Yes.
which is oftentimes an absent father. And when I say absent, of course, my concept is a little broader than just a father who's not there, because you can have a father in a home who's not there either.
This is correct.
Because they're emotionally detached or too busy to be engaged or too insensitive to the needs of their children. And so there are lots of ways that fathers can be absent. But you recognize that need. You saw it within your own friends, perhaps in your own experience.
Right, yes.
This need to kind of address those things so that you, as you said, can break that cycle.
Yes, exactly.
So what is Daddy's Girls?
Well, we focus on empowering and enlightening young women to their true value based solely on their divine father. So wherever their father may have hurt them or in lack from not being there or whatever it may be, we want them to focus on the fact that God is there and should be in their life. And regardless of what has happened, you'll always be daddy's little girl in God's eyes. You know, in that sense, a lot of women want that and they need that. And God intended for there to be both parents. So if you're missing one, you're missing an element that's important to your development. It's important to your emotional and social development. And so if that's missing, it affects you in multiple, areas of your life. So that is what we want to focus on.
And what's a typical thing that you do in order to address that need?
Well, you can, self-learn. We're having mentorship, but just starting by making them aware. Because like I said, a lot of times you don't notice it until it's almost too late. So that would be one of the first steps, is getting the message out there that it's something that should be addressed. It should be talked about, regardless of, what have happened, things that may have happened in the past. Some women have had terrible experiences. Some just maybe have simply lost their father. They passed away at a young age. So they didn't have the things of a father telling them that you're beautiful or you're important, your self-worth, your self-value sometimes goes missing. And while mothers are very important, and nobody will ever negate that, no one will ever say that it's not, a mother isn't important, a father is important too, just as much to a young man as it is to a young girl.
So the mentoring, you mentioned how this all evolved out of a conference. Do you have ongoing conferences? Do you have ongoing regular meetings and contacts? How do these young ladies stay engaged with your organization?
Well, we haven't gotten the conference yet. That's in the works. So we're building a team to be able to put that together. So hopefully within the next year, we'll be able to have an actual conference here in Huntsville.
Okay. And so in the meantime, though, this organization exists, and,
Yes.
and how do people get connected to it?
Well, we have a Facebook. It's Daddy's Girls of Huntsville. That's our Facebook. Our Instagram is Daddy's Girls HSV. And then there's always just our email, divinedaddiesgirls@gmail.com. And so anyone can reach out to us, and we're going to start reaching out more to the community to try to let them know about the organization.
Which is, of course, why we're talking today, and it's why this partnership exists between Soda Fit and Daddy's Girls, which is all in the family, of course, and that's a pretty cool thing too. But you're having this fashion show now to actually support the efforts of this nonprofit organization, which is extremely important too. And of course, I think the natural progression again, Lavern, is you love to sew, you start a business, you do one-of-a-kind creations, you have fun doing that, you want to share that with other people, so you do a fashion show.
Yes.
And this is not your first time being involved, so this is not your first rodeo as far as fashion shows go.
No.
You're a pro in this process, but you got another big one coming up, and tell us the name of it and what you're doing in order to make this thing happen.
Okay, Triple D stands for Designers Declare Direction. And not only we want to declare directions for fashion designers, but for also models and for the whole fashion modeling industry. And we are hoping to become a worldwide sensation. We're hoping to be the voice of fashion, so to speak.
Wow.
And this fashion show, we have some amazing designers, and we encourage emerging fashion designers to come out and show their aesthetics at our fashion show. And another thing we do at our fashion show is sell clothes right off the runway. So if you're at our show and you see a one-of-a-kind piece, from one of our emerging designers,
Take it home.
you could take it home that night with you, because
Yeah.
you'll be able to meet and greet the designers after the fashion show.
Love the fact that you work with emerging designers, because that's kind of a built-in mentoring component.
Yes, yes.
You're taking what you have been blessed to be able to use in your own life and experience and sharing that opportunity with other people as well. And I know that that is an invaluable opportunity for them, and hopefully they'll take full advantage of that. So this fashion show takes place. Tell us the connection between the fashion show and Daddy's Girls, because you're going to benefit in some way because of what happens with this fashion show.
Right. Well, we are looking to start mentoring some girls. We would hope for them to send in an essay, just a 300-word essay, a simple essay on how God has impacted their life through whatever challenges they may face or have faced, and just tell us why they either want to do modeling, makeup, or fashion, learning how to sew, and we're going to give them a mentorship. And so we just want to be able to honor those girls there that night. We'll pick the recipients that night of the fashion show and go from there.
Have you established what that mentorship will mean, what that will be, how that looks?
Yes, with my mother, with Lavern. She'll be teaching them how to sew. We have a couple of other people doing the makeup and doing the modeling. So all of those things. Alita Allen, actually, she'll be doing the modeling piece for us. So we have some women in place that'll be there to help guide these young women. So that's...
Well, shout out to Alita now. You ran by that name really fast, you know. The
Yes.
reason I look so good on this show is because of
That's
Alita.
right, why we all look so
Not my
good.
dress, but my face. She really does it. She's a great makeup artist.
Yeah,
And,
she's very amazing, and she would be mentoring them with modeling as well as makeup, and she is amazing in both areas. You know, a lot of times these girls, when they don't have their dads in their life, they have a kind of a low self-esteem. So we're trying to help them build their self-esteem. You know, look good out there and feel good inside as well as outside.
that's a dual effect, a dual outcome that
Yes.
you can actually experience because of this wonderful, wonderful event, this great partnership that exists between Fit and Daddy's Girls. And of course, if people want to learn more about this fashion show, tell them where it takes place and where they can get more information about it.
Okay, it will be taking place at the Cooper House downtown, and it's going to be December 2nd, Saturday night. Doors open at 6 o'clock, red carpet at 6:30, and the show starts at 7. We do have 3 categories of tickets. We have VIP Plus, and the VIP Plus, they would be catered for the VIPs, and then we have General.
All right, so there'll be opportunities for people. And where can they get that information? Let's make sure.
And they
know
could
that.
check us out on the Designers Declare Direction Facebook page.
Okay, Designers Declare Direction
Facebook
Facebook page.
page,
Where
yes.
people will go to that page and get all the information about this. I'm sure you have some visual things already
Yeah, we
on
do.
that page that people can look at and get even more excited about this event. For people that want to know more about Daddy's Girls and how they can perhaps support the work that you're doing, because as your organization grows, you're going to want volunteers and donations and lots of things like that. How can people support you?
That will be through the Facebook page. We have it up and running. You can donate there. You can email us there, message us there. And that's going to be the Daddy's Girls of Huntsville. That's on Facebook.
All right, Daddy's Girls of Huntsville on Facebook. So Designers Declare Direction, Facebook, and Daddy's Girls
Of Huntsville.
of Huntsville Facebook page. You guys are challenging me here today. Long names, but I think I'm hanging pretty well. Lavern Brathwaite, thank you so much for being here with us, CEO of Fit.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Always good to talk to you. Chavaughn Brathwaite, thank you for being here. You're the founder of Daddy's Girls and doing a great job with this organization that we expect to grow and make an impact in the community for years to come.
Thank you.
All right. We want to thank you for being a part of our conversation today, and we hope that you enjoyed all of the great information that we had to share about the Designers Declare Direction Fashion Show. That's coming up, and we hope that you pay attention to the information that we have on the screen so that you can actually find out how to get more information about this very important event that's making an impact in the community. I also hope that you enjoyed the show that you just watched and that you will go to our Facebook page, which is another Facebook page, Impact with Kenny Anderson, where you can see a video of the show that you just watched for Impact. Have a great day.